Villainous, and welcome to my channel, Genie. Today is a top 10s list, so it must be Friday. Today we're going to talk about my top 10 favorite games I got to play at GenCon 2021. I was super happy that I got to go to GenCon this year. Wasn't as big of a crowd as usual, but they had to go half capacity because of what's going on right now. And it was very good. We all wore our masks and everything. We social distanced when it needed to be, and everything. And we got to demo some really good games. There was a lot of presence for a lot of good independent companies, which I thought was really great. But these are my 10 favorite games I demoed and or played all the way through at GenCon. So, without further ado, let's count down. Okay, so my number 10 is Tattoo Stories by Bicycle Games. And what this one is you get a card and it says what it is, and you kind of got to draw a picture of it. This one was only explained. So it's kind of fuzzy on what it was. We never got to play through it. Usually when I play through a game, I kind of remember it more thoroughly. I'm one of those people who has to I have to actually play the game. You could explain to me, you could sit down and explain to me probably any game in these shelves, and I'd probably forget it like that. Instantaneously, it'd be gone. But it was pretty interesting. It was pretty fun. It was a decent party game. It was kind of a nice little spin on Pictionary or something like that. But it's on number 10 because for those reasons alone, they only explained it. We didn't get to demo it. They had a dummy drawing prepared. It was explained very well, but unfortunately, for someone like me, it doesn't leave an impact. If I'm just going to look at it, I need to be able to play it. So number 10, Tattoo Stories. Okay, so number 9 is the Rocketeer, Fate of the Future by Funko Games. And this game, I honestly liked it. I didn't get to play it though. That's why it's number 9, because Jordan and I came to play Fate of the Future because we were trying to kill some time, and we were close to Funko Games. Well, it's a 2-player game, and there was already somebody else who wanted to demo it. So Jordan played against somebody. She seemed like she was enjoying it, like she was getting into. It's a strategy game, and she was getting into it. She doesn't really like big strategy games, but this one she was getting into. She said she didn't like it that much, but I could see she was getting into it. It's pretty cool. You got to find the blueprints, the plans from your opponent. You get to play as the bad guys or the good guys, and you get to keep stealing it back and forth. And honestly, that's as much as I remember from it. When we start delving in a little more deeper into this, then we're going to get to games that I actually played. But for now, you get to play as the Rocketeer or his team, and then the main bad guys, which I cannot remember the name of, because I've never seen the movie The Rocketeer. I heard mixed reactions from it. I don't know if I want to see the remake because, well, I've never really seen the original, so I guess I should see the remake since I've never seen the original, and I won't have anything to compare it to. But this game was all in all very fun. I mean, I thought it was pretty good. It was a 2-player game, and it was a lot of area control, because you get different abilities based off of which area you control. I liked it. I thought the artwork was really good. It stayed true to the theme of the Rocketeer, which is 1920s, 1930s, something like that. And it looked really good. And I hope I get to try it out at some point. So number 9, the Rocketeer, Fate of the Future. Okay, so number 8 is Harry Potter, Hogwarts Battle, Charms and Potions expansion. I played and I've taught the game Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle, which is over here, off camera. And I like it. I love Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. I have the expansion, the Monsters Box of Monsters. Charms and Potions was very, very good. It was a great continuation. The charms added a lot to the game. Like, there was more strategy that needed to be added into that. However, the reason why this is at number 8 is because, unfortunately, I never got to try the potions portion of Charms and Potions. Jordan wanted to keep moving on, and I kind of wanted to try the potions, and, well, my dad was kind of just going with the flow. So, I really wish I could try the potions. I'm hoping I get to try the potions, because then at some point I can, like, kind of push it more further down the list, but, it adds a 5th player. You get to play as Ginny Weasley, or, I guess, Luna Lovegood, if you wanted to. My major question is, though, for Ginny, because Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Neville, you get to have their, little, medium, big, you get to have their generational cards, and you get to see their generational evolution through the game. Since it was 7, I'm wondering, is Ginny just, you get that, and that's that? Or do they have like a year 1 Ginny, and then there's a year 2, a year 3, and year so on, Ginny. So, if anybody owns Charms and Potions, or if the op is listening right now, can you please put it in the comments below, so we can, because I would really love that information, just because I really like the idea of five players, and I just want to know what can you do, what can't you do with that new character. Because if not, then we can just use Luna, and that would be that. But number 8, Charms and Potions. Okay, so my number 7 is Flourish by Starling Games. Yes, that is correct. Starling Games. This is the same company that gave you Everdell, so artwork, beautiful. The artwork on Flourish, first of all, I'm going to mention the gameplay, and then I'll, drool over the artwork like, I usually do with Starling Games. So first of all, the gameplay was really good. I didn't expect it to have a lot of strategy in it, because so basically what it is, the gameplay goes like this. You're trying to build a garden. You take a card, you place it face down in front of you. Then you take a card from your hand, you place it to the player to your left. Then you place it to the player to your right. And then you flip up the card that you played in the center. You take the card from your left and from your right, place it in your hand, then you draw a card from the deck. And you just keep rinsing and repeating that. Now, I thought, the player with the most flowers or whatever scores the most points. But that's not the case. There's these little symbols where it shows certain flowers, and if you have that certain type of flower in your garden, you score bonus points and everything. So it's each flower is it's 0 points if it's a flower by itself. And that's what I kept doing. But then I was oh, now by round 3, I was oh, I see what I need to do. I see, but it was too late. And I only managed to get a small fraction of my points back. But I'm hoping to get this game physically. Here's how popular Flourish was at the convention. Day 3, sold out. That's it. Day 4, Sunday, you wouldn't be able to get it. It was sold out completely. People were buying that game up like crazy. And so now, here comes the part that I'm going to start going gaga over. I can see why. The gameplay was really good. It was really simple. It was pretty simple. The only thing that probably I can see if you're new to the hobby, just if you're new, you might get a little lost in the scoring. Even if you're kind of like a little bit of like a mid-level gamer, like you've been playing some games for a while, and probably even if a higher up, you could probably get lost in the scoring a bit, but you'll quickly pick it up. So maybe you'll lose a round when you're first learning this game, but by the time you get into the second round, you should be like, oh, I get it. It took me longer because I wasn't paying attention. That's a big no-no. I kind of was paying attention, but they didn't tell us how to score until close to the end. So anyways, now I get to talk about the things that Starling and its games are very famous for, the artwork. So this is made by the same team that made Everdell, and it shows, including the artists. Oh my gosh, the artwork for Flourish is beautiful. And it's good because it's flowers. It's flowers. It's a garden and everything. But every card is just exquisite. It is so beautiful, so great. In fact, I will probably put a picture of the artwork on the cards in this video. That's how much I like it. So right here is where I usually put my pictures for me. So I'll put one right here so you guys can see how beautiful that artwork is. If you own Flourish or if you played it or something like that, you know what I'm talking about. Flourish has beautiful artwork, very gorgeous. If you are someone who likes beautiful artwork, I recommend picking this game up just for the artwork. And like I said, once you get the scoring down, it's a pretty simple game. After that, all you need to remember is just place a card face down, place a card to your left, place a card to your right, draw, then reveal the card in the middle, take the two cards, add them into your hand, and draw a card. That's it. Rinse and repeat. Because gameplay is simple. But with something like this, it's good because that gives a lot of people opportunity to play this of all levels. So I like how much of I'm going to need to play it one more time before I say it's a welcoming game. But yeah, number 7, Flourish. Okay, so my number 6 game that I demoed is Marvel Villainous, Mischief, and Malice. Now, this one was by a lucky coincidence because I believe I just finished demoing another game on this list. In fact, it's coming up, so I'm not going to say what it is yet. I've never played the Marvel Villainous. This was my first time ever, and I like it. I really do. I like how different it is from Disney Villainous. And one of the things I like is we're not using the Fate deck as much. I remember playing Disney Villainous, and it was like almost every turn it was like Fate, 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 Fate. You know, I'm going to play Fate on you and do this, Fate, 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 Fate. And it was so annoying. You couldn't do anything, and it would always take a lot longer to get the game going. The one thing, and I'm not going to make it a major complaint, the one thing I kind of was like, why? Was like the Fate cards themselves. Like when you drew a hero, it didn't work as effectively as like if you were playing Disney Villainous. Like if I'm playing Disney Villainous and someone fated me, and like I like playing as Jafar. He's my favorite Disney villain to play as. If someone played a Fate card on me, it would be something to purposefully stop me from getting the lamp or the genie or whatever. Same thing with like all the other villains in Disney Villains. With the Marvel Villainous, I know there are certain villains that are for specific villains. There are certain heroes that are for specific villains. Blech. But the problem is when you don't have, the thing that I kind of felt was a little bit of a struggle, when you don't have the right combination of villain and hero, it's kind of like the guy that's just there to fill in that you're just like, boom. Because I played a villain on my dad. He was Madame Mask. I was MODOK, and third person we met at GenCon was Loki. And we played villains on each other. We played heroes on each other, but I mean, I feel like it would be really more effective if you had like, oh, this is a villain for MODOK or Loki or you know, Madame Mask. It would be, it would be very effective on that. But then when you play like the heroes that aren't for a specific villain, that's when it gets a little muddled. It doesn't really hurt the game that much. I'm going to need to play it a couple more times to get a better grasp on it. But I will say this. The Loki deck was great. If you have seen the Disney Plus series Loki, you are going to love the Loki deck because, first of all, spoiler alert for the Loki TV series, so you might want to fast forward a bit. Actually, I would go to number 5 because I'm probably going to talk about Loki for quite a bit. But as we know, for those of us who have seen Loki, there are different variants of Loki, and the different variants of Loki are like, some of them are from the comics, some of them they just made up on the spot. But the variants of Loki from the comics, because Villainous, as we know, is made up from the comics. So there's actually the variants from the Loki series, like Lady Loki, Kid Loki, you got, I don't think Boastful Loki was a Disney Plus original character, so he wouldn't be in that one. But you got all these other Lokis. I believe President Loki's in there too. I haven't fully gotten to go through that because I wasn't playing as Loki, I was playing as MODOK. But if you like the Loki series, you're going to love playing as Loki in the new Villainous because they put all his variants. They put a bunch of variants in there as his allies. And one of the cool things is he is one of the few villains that actually allows your allies to go to other villains and help them out. But the thing is, when they do that, when the variants go to other realms, I don't know what it's called. I'm going to call it realms. I don't know what it's called in Marvel Villainous. If you guys know what it's called, put it down in the comments below. I'm just calling it realms because I know Disney Villainous. But if you do that, then you get to reap the rewards of the victory and everything. But enough of that. Number 6, Mischief, Malice. Okay, so my number 5 is Gargoyles Awakening by Ravensburger. We got another Ravensburger, and this is the one I was talking about. This is the one that was just finished when I went to go play Villainous right next door. It was just one table across. And I got to play as Goliath in this one. Jordan, if you are familiar with the show, you know who I'm talking, these characters who I'm talking about. Jordan got to play as, who was she playing as? Lexington, I believe. And then we had Broadway, we had Eliza, we had Hudson, and we were going against Demona and Xanatos. I got to deal some hits to Demona. But Demona wrecked Brooklyn. Brooklyn got totaled, and that's when the demo ended. But let's face facts, if we would have kept going, it would have all been downhill from there. I don't see, when you lose a member of your party, it usually doesn't turn out well for you in the end. But this is really fun. If you're a Gargoyles TV show fan, I recommend this game very highly. They have all the characters from season 1. No Angela, unfortunately, but who knows? Maybe Ravensburger will release a expansion where we'll see like Avalon and all the other gargoyles that Goliath ran into while they were traveling along Avalon and everything. And I don't know, the Avalon thing, but maybe it'll be interesting in board game form. But as far as TV shows go, it's really weird. It was a change of scenery all the time, but it was boring to me. That's just it. I got bored. I don't know, maybe it was because I was binging it. Because I've been binging the Gargoyle series on Disney+. Maybe it's just I was binging it, and because I was binging it, I'm just like, me. But I thought it was really good. Bronx is not a playable character. I don't know if it's just because he's technically not an intelligent, he doesn't speak. Bronx kind of acts more like a dog, versus like, he's not sitting there going, guys, I know what to do, follow me. He just kind of barks and then like goes, Rrr. And then they go, what is it, Bronx? Little Timmy stuck in the well? So one of the things I did screw up on this, though, I thought I could glide and move, but you can't. I was trying to glide, and in fact, I said I was going to glide, and then they're like, oh, no, you can't do that. I don't know what I need to play this game one more time because I didn't quite fully understand the glide mechanic of Gargoyles. But all in all, it was a great game. Super fun. The 3D buildings really immersed you in the theme and everything with the game. It was very, very faithful to the source material. And with all this Gargoyle stuff, I mean, like, are they going to reboot this? I'm just kind of wondering, are they rebooting the series? Are we going to get that live-action Gargoyles movie that we've been hearing so much about? I hope so, because if I get more stuff for Gargoyles, I'll be happy. I freaking love that show. I grew up watching that show. It's a great show. It's a great game. I do recommend trying out Gargoyles if you know someone who has a copy or if you got a copy. They also are selling it at Target right now. So I believe it's $29.99 at Target. So if you manage to get it, if you have the ability to get it, I recommend getting it. So number 5, Gargoyles Awakening. Okay, so my number 4 is The Goonies, Never Say Die, or Goonies, Never Say Die. It would make more sense if it's Goonies, Never Say Die. But this is a game by Funko Games. It is a role-playing game. It is for 2 to 5 players, and I enjoyed the crap out of this game. I'm not really a big fan. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not that big of a fan of role-playing games. I do have like Sleeping Gods, which is kind of a role-playing game, and as you saw, I have, of course, the Dungeons and Dragons Legend of Drisset. Okay. I have that game too, and I also have the wherever it is, the actual Dungeons and Dragons role-playing game. I don't know where I put it, but I have it. And I also have Stuffed Fables. So I have some role-playing games, but I'm not that big of a fan of role-playing games. Oh, and I have Mansions. I just got Mansions of Madness, and I also have The Lord of the Rings, Journey to Middle-earth. I'm not that big of a fan, though, myself, of role-playing games. My dad mostly gets a lot of them. Stuffed Fables was the one that kind of pulled my interest in. But I do like this one. The Goonies was really good. The character abilities were unique. The way you fight, the fighting mechanics were unique. And you get like a set of preset stories of the Goonies. And then you also get to create your own stories, which, as we know, I think that's the thing that'll pull a lot of people into this, even people who've never seen the Goonies. But it was very faithful to the source material. They had all the characters that you know from the movie, and you got to explore the caves. You can come up, and our hostess, she was a phenomenal game master. She really got into it, and I think that's the thing that's one of the reasons why this game is number 4 on my list, is because the game masters, for me, she sold this game. Like, I was like this close. I met my budget, unfortunately, at GenCon for how much I wanted to spend at the convention. But I was like this close to just saying, screw my budget. I want to get this game. It's great. And it was really her presence. She was moving around, and she was utilizing her space as much as she could, and she really got in. She got us all into the story. She took us there. And one of the biggest jobs of a games master is to make sure that everybody is in the world that you have created with this, and she did that. Phenomenal job. I have to say, Funko Games, you guys, your team rocked it, at least for getting us into the game, because Funko Games, to me, has very basic games. That's not a bad thing. But if I was new to the hobby, it might come off as a little standoffish. Now look, they also had their Funkoverse stuff. They had the new Marvel Funkoverse. So it would be fun if you have the DC Funkoverse, and you can have the Marvel Funkoverse and have, like, Iron Man and Batman team up or something like that. But, the one thing about, and Funko, like, don't get me wrong, Funko Games has great games. Like, 100%. I love Funko Games stuff. I have, like, 3 or 4 of their games right now. So they sold me on it. But the problem with it's, like I said, it's a role-playing game. And if your GM is not into it, we could have had a GM that was just like, okay, so, you guys walk into a room, there's some bats, water, chest. What are you going to do? Oh, you found treasure. Whoop-de-doo. It's the game master's job to make sure you are immersed in this world. That is just as important as the game itself. And our game master, she did a phenomenal job. So she brought us there. I like the unique special powers for each character and how they were very faithful to the source material. So, like, right now I'm kind of running a blank on all the characters' names. But I can't remember. Jordan was Mikey. I remember that. Because we kept on talking about she's Sean Astin. She wanted to be Sean Astin's character. I was I will remember once this video is over. I was the sarcastic one, doing the quips and everything, and then we had, Data. That's it. And, his gadgets, he has gadgets, but they can only go off once, so you have to be careful with that. My jokes could be reused over and over and over again. But it was fun. It was enjoyable. You had to see who was stronger in which challenges and everything, just like a normal role-playing game. I am definitely considering getting Goonies. I know Jordan really wants it too, so we were sold on it. Funko Games, all in all, is making some really good games. I do highly recommend you check out a lot of them. in fact, I'm going to say this. If you are new to the hobby of board gaming, I would recommend checking out anything by Funko Games because they have very basic, very easy to learn board games, but they use very famous IP as well, so you're gonna find something you're familiar with. They have a game based off of Godzilla. They got Funkoverse, which has Jurassic Park, Batman. They have DC, Marvel, Golden Girls. Yes, Golden Girls, Harry Potter, you name it. Funkoverse they got a Rick and Morty Funkoverse as well. So yeah, you can really get into the hobby by just playing Funkoverse alone. But so number 4, Goonies, Never Say Die. All right, so my number 3 is the game The Loop by Pandasaurus Games, which is right here. There's going to be an unboxing coming soon. Be on the lookout for that. And, of course, eventually a how to play and gameplay video on The Loop. So at first, I had to hypothetically, drag my party to go play The Loop because I wanted to demo The Loop. I heard wonderful things about The Loop, and I really wanted to demo it. I wanted to play this game. It was up here in my head in my top 10 wanting to demo list, and I wanted to try it. I tried it. I was not disappointed. It is a very team-oriented game. You do need to all work together to kind of to win. You can't have one player try to be the hero because it's not going to work out. You will fail. It gets tough fast. The loop will get tough fast. And you don't know how fast because you have a drop point where you drop these little red cubes in there, and they can spread out throughout the board. So when you get to 4, then an area then you create a black hole, and that era is destroyed. But it's all random, so you don't know when that's going to happen. So you got to be like, oh, that one's got 3, one more, and that era is destroyed. So I'm going to take that red cube and I'm going to get rid of it. I need to do that. It's got to be done. But then you go, oh no, now this era is going to be destroyed. Well, I can't go over there. I'm too far away, and I can only move like 1 or 2 eras at a time. Well, this other guy, then your partner can be like, well, don't worry, I'll go over here and I'll fix that. And then you have like all these little goals that you have to kind of accomplish and everything. And once you complete all the goals from the outer side, then you win. Now in the demo, we managed to complete we had 2 that we had to complete, and then there would have been more, but we completed both of them, in my opinion, because as soon as my turn if I would have taken my turn, I would have been able to move 2 energy cubes, and we only needed 2, and I would have completed that area. We managed to save enough stuff. I like the artwork, very unique. I like the gameplay. My dad liked it so much, he bought a copy like instantly after we demoed it, and there was only 5 copies left. Whew, that one went fast. The loop went fast. It was crazy. It was really, really crazy. And I have to say this, it was just so weird. So while we were demoing the loop, we sat down, we were demoing the loop, and there was another group of people who was demoing Dinosaur, I don't know if it's Dinosaur Island or Dinosaur World, but it's the Roar and Write. It's a roll and write game. And Tom Vassell from the Dice Tower was demoing that game while we were demoing the loop. So right behind me, I was sitting right in front of Tom Vassell. It was a little cool. I'm not gonna lie. It was kind of cool seeing Tom in the same place. He was demoing Dinosaur World before he did that, and he was just kind of going down. I thought I could time it right where we could demo the loop, but then I was like, oh, he already did it. He likes it. Oh, gosh. Don't get to demo a game with Tom Basil. But we also ran into Lincoln from Game Night on Board Game Geek. It was pretty cool. We ran into him while I was demoing the Goonies, so I didn't get to have a conversation with him. Bummer, but you know, I got to see Tom Vassal again. This was my second time seeing him in person. The first time I got to see him was at my first GenCon convention in 2016. That was a long time ago. My second time was this time, and it was at the Pandasaurus booth, demoing some games, and I was gonna. A little part of me was like going to like try to sneak in and demo a game that he's demoing. Like, okay, is he gonna go after Machikoro 2? What's going on? Like, what's he gonna demo? Is he gonna go to the, you know, which one is he gonna go to next? But Jordan was kind of. We needed to move on because there was other games I wanted to demo. I didn't just want to spend my whole day in Pandasaurus, and Tom was also having the same mindset. He was leaving Pandasaurus. He went left, I went right. Oh well. Maybe next year. But you know, all in all, like I said, the artwork for the loop, great. The gameplay was great. I didn't know that Wizards of the Coast had a trademark on the word tap, though, until I played the loop. I was like shocked. I'm like, why can't he say tap? I can say tap. Why can't he say tap? And it's like, apparently, at some point, Wizards of the Coast did coin the phrase tap, so it was kind of funny watching our instructor kind of try to figure out how to say the word tap without saying the word tap. He's like, so what you need to do is you need to take your card, turn it sideways, and he never stuck with the same thing. You take the card and you tilt it, so it's kind of like at an angle, a certain angle, and you got it, and they're like, what do you do? And like, I think I remember like several times, it's like, why are you trying to do, why can't you just say tap? It's like, well, I can't say tap, you can, because, you know, this, and then it's like, and then we looked it up. It's like, oh no, the trademark's gone. It's like, okay, tap, 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 tap. You take that and you tap to that and then tap that. And then he just wouldn't stop using the word tap. It was hilarious. We were all having a blast. The Pandasaurus team, I think next to the Funko Games team, they really knew how to immerse you in the game. Oh my gosh. It was a blast. It was super fun. I can't wait to teach you guys how to play the loop. Can't wait to do a how to play video on that. And of course, as usual, if you guys want me to like kind of speed it along a bit, just put it in the comments below that you kind of want to see that. If not, it'll come up on our next poll, probably soon, because I don't know how long I can wait for that. But number 3, the loop. Okay, so here we go. Number 2. And this one I have been anticipating all year long. I was like, you know, I think this is the one where I actually was genuinely excited for. I was like, oh boy, when am I going to try it? Am I going to try it? Am I going to get it at Target first, or am I going to get it at GenCon? Or am I just going to be playing it at GenCon, and I'm just going to have to wait until Christmas or something? I don't know. Either way, I'm just so excited. It is Horrified American Monsters. And whoo! This game was awesome. It was awesome. We played against the Banshee of the Badlands and the Chupacabra. And the Chupacabra, what you had to do is you had to get 6 goats penned up and then just defeat him with a yellow item. Those two, I'm assuming, were the most simplest ones. There's also like the Ozark Howler, the Bigfoot, the Mothman, a whole bunch of new monsters. Now, I want to point this out. One of the major things at GenCon that a lot of people kind of were not understanding was they were kind of going, oh, that's the expansion for the this Horrified right here, the one with the universal monsters, which we also have a how to play video for, but I'm not going to link that here because it's not relevant. It is on this channel somewhere, but you know, they were saying, oh, that's the expansion for Horrified. No. Okay? I want to say this right now. Horrified American Monsters is its own game. If you do not own the original Universal Monster Horrified, that is perfectly fine. If you want to own that one, earn it. If you want to own Horrified American Monsters, you can. If you want to own the normal, if you want to do the normal or the new one, you can do that. Either or. If you want to own both, you can do that, because these are both standalone games. And American Monsters plays almost exactly the same as the Universal Monsters, except the powers of the investigators are different. Some of them are the same or similar, and the monsters, how you defeat the monsters, are different. So the monsters mainly are the thing. The monsters are different, and how you defeat them are different. This is a way more cooperative game than this one right here. You do have to work together more. You can't really do your own thing, which is not a problem here in my family, because we do work together for that, for the Universal Monsters. But if you have not been working together for Horrified, you need to start doing that. But number 2, Horrified American Monsters. Okay, the number 1 game that I have played at GenCon is Lizard Wizard by Forbidden Games. And this game is awesome. The artwork by Annie Stieg, just phenomenal. I love her artwork so much. The gameplay, it's great. It's awesome. Everything about it is awesome. I can't wait until my copy comes in so I can show you guys. This copy is a deluxe edition, but this just made me want it even more. You get to try to recruit wizards. You can get towers to increase the ingredients that you can have. You make spells. You delve in dungeons. You can do all sorts of stuff to earn points. The artwork on the board, the artwork on the cards, everything about it is phenomenal. The gameplay is phenomenal. It is now, I want to point this out. If you have played Raccoon Tycoon, then you know how to play Lizard Wizard a little bit. So you really just need to know the differences. But if you've never played Raccoon Tycoon, I do recommend playing Raccoon Tycoon first, then come to Lizard Wizard, because this is definitely not a welcoming game. This is something for someone who has played games for a while. There is a lot more strategy to this. Everybody at the table, out of everybody at the table, I believe only one hasn't played Raccoon Tycoon, so we had to get him caught up, but he caught up no problem. And I lost. I want to say this. We got to the end of the game. We calculated the points. I lost by 1 point. Just 1. If I would have gotten 1 more point, we would have either tied, or if I would have gotten 2 points, I would have won. But it was a phenomenal game. Really great. Great quality. Great artwork. Everything kept that Forbidden Games level to that level 10. Great job, guys. Thumbs up. Keep up the good work. And I can't wait to get my copy, not product. Can't wait to get my copy and show you guys at home what this looks like, so you guys can make the decision, because it's going to be coming to Barnes & Noble and other retail stores pretty soon. So I want to make sure I get to show you guys at home what this game has in store. But number 1, Lizard Wizard. Well, there you go. There are my top 10 games I demoed at GenCon. This is the 2021 GenCon shirt, by the way, I've been wearing, by Roll a Crit. That's the new people who make the souvenirs for GenCon, and they have some good merch. But I hope I can. I'm going to keep doing this every year, around every Gen Con. I will do the games I demoed, I liked a lot. If you were at Gen Con, or if you did any demoing or trying or playtesting at Gen Con Online or physically Gen Con, let me know in the comments below what some of your favorite games at Gen Con, or even past Gen Cons, if you didn't go to either one at all this year. As we call it, Gen Can't online. Just let me know what your favorite games you demoed in Gen Con or other conventions, and I'd be curious to know. I will see you in the next Top 10s video, but until then, thanks for the views.